Anger, is that something that plays a part of your life? Is that something that you would like to be able to manage better? Today we're going to talk about how to manage anger. So today we're going to talk about how to manage anger issues in our life. So have you ever had someone or something make you angry? Think about that for a minute. The truth is, nobody can make you angry. No situation can make you angry. So anger is a choice. The real question is, why would I choose to be angry? And in life, everything we do for a reason, or we wouldn't do it. On previous videos, we've talked about that this box represents our outcomes in life. So everything we do it because of the outcomes that we want or the outcomes that we get. Why then would a person choose to be angry? Think about it in your own life. When you get angry, what is the reason or the intent behind that choice? And some common reasons for anger is it's really all about control. So sometimes when I get angry, that's the way I get what I want. As a parent, maybe I have learned that when I ask my child to do what I want them to do, and they don't do it, when I get angry and maybe begin to threaten them or raise my voice, then they will do and comply with what I'm asking them to do. So I learn and I become conditioned that in order to get what I want, I use anger. As a child experiencing that on the other end, I may learn that when I do things that other people ask, I don't need to do it until they get angry. And so we get conditioned back and forth. We learn that one way in which we can get what we want is by using anger, intimidation, threats, and then people do what we want. Think about it, in school. If I have somebody that is teasing me or annoying me, doing something that I don't like, and I threaten them and they stop the behavior, then I learn that, okay, threats work, anger works, intimidation works. And what happens with that is 90% of the time we're on autopilot. There's two parts of our brain. We've talked about this in some of our other videos, but there's the conscious and the subconscious, and 90% of the time we're in the subconscious, which means we're on autopilot. We are doing the things that we have been conditioned to do or that we have learned to do throughout our life. And so we have events, and that event can be somebody making fun of me. It can be my child not doing what I asked them to do, that are triggers. And then we have thoughts and beliefs about these events that drive our behaviors. And for many of us who have anger as somewhat of a problem in our life, where we struggle with managing anger, it's something that has been conditioned over our lifetime. And so it seems like we're triggered by this, we jump to our behavior of anger, and then in many cases it seems like we get what we want. So it seems to work for us. But it works in the short term, because what happens to my relationships long term when I use anger in order to get what I want? I may get that person to comply in the moment, but is that person then going to want to be around me more? Are they going to like me more? Are they going to feel more comfortable being in my presence? So long term, I may find out that I'm isolating more people and I have less people in my life, or people are afraid of me. And so the solution then to managing our anger is to first of all recognize that anger is a choice, and there's a reason that we are choosing to use anger. Once we become aware of that, we can then look at, well, what is the outcome that we really want in our life? Well, I'd like my children to comply with me. Okay, is there some ways then that I could interact differently with them to get them to do what I would like them to do rather than having to use anger? So I may need to build my relationship with them. I may need to be more consistent with them. I may need to follow through. So when I ask them to do something, I may need to get a commitment as far as when they're going to do it. I may need to stay there with them until they do it. I may need to build my relationship to where they have more respect for me and want to comply with the things that I'm asking them to do. With other situations in my life where maybe people are annoying me or irritating me, let's say I have a problem with anger driving on the freeway and somebody cuts me off and I find myself getting angry. I need to ask myself, what purpose is that anger serving? Is it benefiting me in any way? And if not, I may just be able to let it go and to ask myself, well, why does that bother me that the person just cut me off? They probably didn't even see me. So I can change my belief about the event, which would change the emotion, and then change my behavior and change my outcome. So changing and managing our anger is actually pretty simple. Simple, but doing it can be a little bit more difficult. A few other suggestions that can help you if you're in the process of, I recognize that I'm angry right now, but I don't want to behave in ways that I have in the past that have created problems for me. So there's actually all kinds of anger reducers, but I'll give you 3 examples of things that you can try that may help you reduce anger and then choose a different response. The first one is deep breathing. And that would be when you find yourself getting angry, just take some deep breaths, concentrate on your breathing in, and as you breathe out, just release that energy and the tension that's building up inside of you. So that's one. A second is backwards counting. And so you can start at 100 and count backwards. You can count by ones. If you're finding it more difficult to get rid of the anger, maybe count backwards by 7, because it's a little bit more difficult to count by 7s and by 1s, and it will take more focus and more energy on counting backwards. And the third would be imagery. So to think of a happy place, a peaceful place where you can go in your mind to change that state that you're in. Now you may think that all that is doing is avoiding the anger. That's not the intent. And the other thing is, if I really want to be angry, do you think that deep breathing is going to work? Do you think that counting backwards is going to work, or that imagery will work? No, it won't. This will only work if I want to change being angry. If I've realized that being angry is not giving me the outcomes in my life that I want, and I want to stop that, then this is a tool that will break that cycle long enough that will help me begin to think about it differently, to help me behave differently. So you have to remember that the reason that I'm experiencing anger here, it's not because of the event. The reason I'm experiencing anger is because of my thoughts and beliefs about the event. And so that's the cycle that we're in. And as long as I have these same thoughts, I'm going to continue to feel this emotion. The way that those anger reducers work is they break this pattern. It's a pattern interrupt to where I now am focusing on my breathing. I'm focusing on counting backwards. I'm thinking about a safe place, a pleasant place. It breaks it long enough to where I can move out of autopilot into my conscious awareness and say, no, I don't want to keep doing this pattern. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to keep these behaviors. I'm going to change my thoughts and beliefs about the event, change my behavior, and change my outcome. So hopefully these are some tools that can help you be more aware of why you choose anger in your own life, and then help you use these tools to create new responses to things that happen in your life that you don't like and that you don't want to have happen in your life, so that your outcome is more of the results that you do want, which hopefully is happiness and improved relationships and success. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell, and come back and see us again tomorrow.